Aristotle devotes in the Poetics considerable attention to the nature, structure, and constituent elements of the tragic plot. He gives a list of 6 formative elements of a tragedy. They are plot, character, thought, melody, diction, and spectacle. While all the 6 elements listed above are essential to tragedy and have always been employed by poets, but the most important of all is the plot. Plot is the very soul of tragedy. In order to explain the importance of plot, Aristotle compares it to the outline sketch of a painter. He says, just as the colors, however beautiful they may be, have no meaning without outline, so also the tragedy has no significance without plot. Aristotle further says that poets are the makers of the plot. By plot, Aristotle means the arrangement of incidents, and incidents mean action. Tragedy is an imitation of action and the serious actions. Now, for the plot, Aristotle says that the tragic plot must be a complete whole. It must have a beginning and a middle and an end. The beginning must be clear and intelligible. Even without them, it must not provoke us to ask why and how. After the beginning comes the middle. The middle must follow naturally and inevitably upon the beginning and must logically lead to the end. Then Aristotle comes to the question of magnitude. He says that it should be long enough, but not so long that the beginning is forgotten before the end. If it is too small, its different parts will not be clearly distinguished from each other. Next, he says it must have an organic whole, means it must also have the unity which we see in a living creature. This unity arises from the fact that first, every event, every incident has a logical connection, and secondly, none of them is irrelevant. They must be necessary and they must follow each other inevitably, just as every part of the body of a living creature is essential for its life and it cannot be removed without causing injury to it. So, every incident and episode must be necessary for the whole. Coming to the next point, Aristotle says that it should follow the dramatic unities, which means unity of time, unity of place, and unity of action. About the unity of time, he says in Poetics that the tragedy should confine itself to a single revolution of the sun. And for unity of action, he lays emphasis that each and every incident should be relevant. Now, he says that plot can be divided into two. They can be simple or they can be complex. A simple plot is one which the action moves forward uniformly without any violent or sudden change. But Aristotle prefers complex plots. An ideal tragic plot, according to Aristotle, must not be simple. It must be complex. That is, it must have peripety, which means reversal of intention, and anagnosis, which means discovery or recognition of truth. The ideal tragedy is one which results from human error, error on the part of the friends or relatives, or an error on the part of the hero himself. The word used by Aristotle is hamartia, which means error of judgment or miscalculation on the part of the hero, which causes a chain of incidents resulting in the change of fortune, and the hero faces a downfall from happiness to misery. Such plots startle and capture the attention of the reader. So, Aristotle prefers such complex plots. In order to sum up, we may say that tragic plots imitate serious actions. The action it imitates depicts a change from happiness to misery. It is a complete whole having a beginning, a middle, and an end. It is of certain magnitude, which means of certain size and length. It has a organic unity. The parts are proportionately related to each other. It follows the three dramatic unities: unity of time, place, and action. And he says plots can be either simple or complex, but the complex plots are the best one. Thank you.